Hello there, welcome back to profneel. It's a pleasure having you here. Is the National Council for Hotel Management and Hotel Management Catering Technologies admission procedure flawed? That's the topic for the day. Is the National Council for Hotel Management's admission procedure flawed? The council, established as an apex body under the Ministry of Tourism, has the responsibility of conducting the admissions for all the institutes of hotel management. From 1989 or so, when it was established, they started conducting the joint entrance exam for all the IHMs, which they do even today. But in the period between 1989 to 2002, after the joint entrance exam, there was an interview process conducted. The interviews are conducted at Delhi, Bombay, Madras, and Calcutta for the respective zones. The marks of the JEE and the interviews were totaled to rank the candidates. The panel of 5 principals from the 4 metros and Bangalore, all experienced, all very knowledgeable, we traveled to conduct interviews at each venue for a week from Monday onwards, to fly to the next venue on the weekend. Why is the interview process, specifically for the hospitality industry, important? Even today, when interaction with the guests is minimal due to usage of technology. Every interaction with a guest, I term it as a UPSC civil services exam moment. The hospitality industry thrives on repeat guests, and that is where the interview process is so relevant for the frontline staff not just have effective communication skills to engage the guest in a conversation, to know whether they have that or not. To engage the guest in a conversation, whether the front desk during the process of checking in or bidding favor, for housekeeping staff when they are cleaning the room or doing the room, or the food and beverage staff when they are waiting on the guest. Engaging the guest in a conversation is important. It's to make them feel at home. But for that, you need more than just effective communication skills. Reason for the students to learn the capitals, currencies, and national carriers of all the countries. That is just a start to graduate to knowing about the national dishes and soups of each country, other details. And then there are very many who learn about the American voting process, the World Championship, knowledge about the others, the interests of literature, music, filterly, dance forms, etc., written on the candidates' biodata, allow the panel to go into the detail of the candidate's knowledge and whether he or she has written it for the sake of writing it, or does he or she have the knowledge. Can he back it? Can she or he back it up with knowledge? This not only tests the candidate's communications, but even the confidence levels besides the knowledge. For you never know on what subject the guest would like to have a converse on. Hence, the frontline staff should be thoroughly knowledgeable on all subjects, or have the art to bring the guest to a subject where the guest gets to talk on. I used this tactic well when Philip Ziegler stayed with us at the Taj Rambagh Palace. While waiting on him, I engaged him, the author of the official biography of Lord Louis Mountbatten. He was the official biographer of Lord Louis Mountbatten. A super book. Now, having read the book review and with my knowledge of the colonial struggle and partition, I engaged him in a conversation of how strenuous his efforts would have been to make a biography, to write a biography on Lord Mountbatten. He was impressed, and we had a good chat. And I think he was impressed because the next day he turned up with a copy of his book and gifted it to me and complimented it also on that first page. Guests from England, I drew them to my love of cricket as my tactic. There were some who were the non-cricket types, but then there was always Wimbledon, the romantic poets, Shakespeare, to converse on. And asking them questions about their own country is an excellent tactic, but then you have to have the knowledge to ask what questions. I distinctly remember a very elderly couple who stayed with us for a week, a very niche, elite couple at the Rambagh Palace. The gentleman was focused on reading the cricket reports of the Ashes then going on in the papers. And that prompted him to discuss the relative strengths of the English teams and the Australian teams. And one thing led to another, and we chatted, and slowly we got into records and statistics and things like that. And I was very good at that time on that. So he asked me, "Do you know who scored six sixes and over first class cricket?" I said, "Sir Gary." So before he could ask another question, I blocked it by saying, "Sir Gary, that's at Swansea, Notts versus Glamorgan." But then he had another one with him. His wife was very fond of me. I don't know why. Very elderly lady. So he came back with a question with name of the bowler, Neil. So I allowed him that time. I paused to think, to let him enjoy that moment that I didn't know. While his wife was she was like totally alarmed, putting her hand on his forearm with, "Darling, he's very young, he won't know all that." And I turned and I said, "Malcolm Nash." He got up, shook my hand and said, "You're very good. You're good, I thought, but you're very good. Excellent is the term." And then he told me that he and his wife planned to take the GM's consent to let me accompany them for shopping so that we could talk cricket and I could talk music with the lady, because I was a great Simon Garfunkel fan and a Beatles fan and all that stuff. So the next day we went out and I took them to the best bookshop in Jaipur, and he bought all the cricket books available there and all the cricket magazines available there because it was cheap. And then in England, and he got a gift wrap for somebody back in England to be gift wrapped. And the cricket books gift wrapped apparently was for me, as they made it a point to gift it to me the evening before they bid farewell. As also the Walkman, which she wanted to buy she wanted to buy a classy Walkman, so I took them to a good music shop. And she wanted to buy all the Simon Garfunkel cassettes, which were cheaper in India. So it was actually for me, and I didn't know that. That's relationship building. The hospitality industry, frontline staff, need to build a relationship with the guest to enable them to have a great experience. So it ensures the guest becomes a repeat guest at a business hotel or at any food and beverage outlet. And then there is no UPSC civil service exam moment. That's why the interview process is so critical during the admissions, to act as a catalyst for the student that he or she has to keep building on his or her interests and hobbies and to keep adding more and more. Embrace the twist to enjoy the turn. Thank you.